And he
Was that?
that's a late, very, very late flag.
Was that a flag?
I believe that's a flag in the end zone,
Or
Coach.
did the receiver pick up his claw?
The receiver dropped his towel, but the official did throw his flag in the end zone, Coach, and that ball was tipped. When that ball is tipped, it's live. No more pass interference, and I don't believe there was contact before the ball was tipped.
I didn't see any of that. Didn't see any there. But it's 2nd down and 6. They're going to bring everybody.
And we got a touchdown by the Yellow Jackets.
Well, you won't have your running time now.
At least not at the very outset. That touchdown by number 12, Keith Spencer. He's a sophomore. Tedder delivered a strike there, Coach.
He did.
And so we go with the swinging gate formation. And they shift into the PAT.
33-6, 31.1. The kick is up. And it's good.
It is good. 33-7.
Oh,
is our score.
And Thomas County needed something to build on. They needed what they just got. Was a good touchdown, a good drive, mixed with runs and passes. Your favorite running back allowed them to play from space.
Yes.
He ran with a little determination, gave them a couple first downs. They got more first downs in this drive than they have the whole game put together to this point.
That is true, Coach.
And being able to have that run that you've been calling for helped them balance out the offense.
You have to establish the running game and get some balance because it was pass after pass, and it wasn't effective.
Yeah, and they were teeing off on them from the first. Well, they went deep on the first play, and after that they were teeing off on. That's right. They're gonna kick it off.
Oh yeah. No, they'll kick it deep, Coach.
It's gonna be a little interesting here. They still have the ability to score now.
I also would anticipate Thomasville running the clock out and taking it to the half, as opposed to trying to score.
They got a UTC commit, Kerry Lee, number 1. He's one you have to watch. He's a game breaker.
He's going to get a chance right here.
He sure is.
From the 10.
He gets it back up to the 35.
Yes, sir. 25 yards on the return.
His eyes looking downfield the whole time. He wasn't looking to go sideways, Coach. He wasn't going north. He's going north and south.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you got the Thomas County Sheriff's Department on it, carrying somebody out. Whatever that disturbance was, didn't get out of hand.
Right, and the Bulldogs are definitely going to take a knee here and go into the half.
And that should be it. 10 seconds, 9, clock running. Thomasville walking off the field to a rousing ovation.
Yes, sir. Couldn't have been a better half by the Bulldogs.
No, 33-7. Coach, that was something I was asking you a little bit. How do you keep your team focused, in tune, and you're up like that? You're up 4 touchdowns.
Well, I don't think it's going to be difficult, Coach, here in this environment, being that you're playing your rival in your city. And so I don't think I don't believe we saw a letdown there at the end of the half. I think Thomas County found something that worked for them, and they continued to exploit what was going on. But with regards to the Bulldogs having a letdown here at the half, I'd be very surprised because of the magnitude of this game. And I'd also be very surprised if Coach Graves doesn't come out and try to go ahead and put this thing away with the running clock rule that could go into effect.
And that was actually a great response, because in my mind that was the next question I was going to ask you. Would Coach Graves need to keep his pedal to the metal? Would he keep his foot on their throat and keep it going the second half and look for the explosive plays that he had everywhere in the first half?
Well, I think he'll keep his pedal on the metal, but I also believe that he can be very patient at the same time by establishing their running game. You clearly have a great running back. And
they're doing halftime show. They got Coach over on the side.
Coach Gray.
Okay.
Grage.
Yes.
Got you.
G on the front.
Oh, Grage. Got you. I'm just going to ask you some questions. Just Hello, everyone. I am Victoria Goodson, as known as Vicky Slay, and I'm out here with Coach Grej. Now, he is ready. I am Victoria Goodson, as known as Vicky Slay, and I'm out here with Coach Grej. Good, Grej, how are you feeling tonight? The whole crowd out here in white and red, the whole stadium's all of Thomas supporting the Bulldogs tonight. How are you feeling?
This is great, and I mean the score helps out a little bit with 33-7. But that's why we coach here. I told the kids that's why we play here. This atmosphere, you can't beat it in South Georgia. But we got to keep going on for the next half.
Okay. Any highlights you may want to speak on?
Yeah, I know. Right now our defense caught with a short field right there at the end with a turnover. But then our freshman quarterback's really playing lights out. Jay Tillman had a couple big catches, Peyton Singletary, and then our offensive line with all of our pass protection. We kind of abandoned the run game and threw the ball. OL's been doing a great job. So, again, defensively, right now it's been a complete game for the most part. We've got to clean up a little special teams play.
Alrighty. Now, what are your expectations for the next half?
I'm expecting to do it again. I'm expecting 66-7.
Alrighty. Well, you guys heard it. The Bulldogs are taking it home tonight. Alrighty, I am Victoria Goodson, as known as Vicky Slay, and this is Coach Grej, and that is the INSiiGHTS News for tonight. Alrighty. No problem. I messed up.
Okay, and we're back. That was our sideline reporter. That was Vicky. She was over there with a very talkative Coach Graves. Said he expects for the second half to be like the first half. He said he expects it to be 66-7.
Yeah, like I was saying, Coach, it could possibly be the way that they're playing, but I really think he'll come out, continue to press the Yellow Jackets defense, but he can do so in a patient manner with the running back that he has in his stable. Also, with his quarterback, that definitely is a dual threat. We haven't had the opportunity to see him in action with his legs tonight, but you definitely know that you have an back there that can also run the ball as well.
Well, Coach, I'm curious about the clock that hadn't started yet. It was still at 20 minutes, and we've done an extended halftime interview, and the band is on the field, and the clock hasn't moved yet.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, but we've got the Yellow Jacket band on the field providing entertainment for the crowd. And looks like a core-style band tonight.
Now, as the in one of your former positions, does this delay in the halftime, does it favor one team over the other? Does it favor Thomas County to give him more time to settle his troops, to get them ready by having a few minutes extra on the sideline? Clock started now.
Well, I definitely think so. They're going to need all the time they can get to try to regroup from what's going on here.
They say, Coach, they could delay it another 10 minutes?
Yes, sir. They need some time to regroup. But definitely going into the half, I think that positive momentum that they had is really going to be good. And remember, they deferred to the second half, so they're going to get the ball coming out, and they possibly can continue to build on that momentum that they had going into the half.
Okay, what would you look for them to do to be able to continue to do this?
Well, I still believe that they continue to need to try to establish the running game, but they're going to have to try to stretch the field vertical at this point, Coach. And we have the Yellow Jacket right here behind us in the press box, holding his heart. But I think they're going to have to try to stretch the field and try to get some big plays and get some plays in chunks to try to move the ball quickly, because time is definitely not going to be on their side at this point, down 26.
Coach, what can you say about the performance of the freshman from Thomasville High?
Oh, he's been absolutely lights out, Coach. 4 touchdown passes here in the first half. Pretty much all of them definitely over 25 yards in length, and just his poise in the pocket. But more importantly, he has to definitely give credit to his offensive line, because they are keeping him clean. I don't think they're touching him tonight. And so I think it's going to be some church's chicken or something going on this weekend. He's going to have to take care of that offensive line. You spoke about Dad earlier. He needs to plan a backyard barbecue for these guys, because they are definitely cooking up front.
Coach, they've thrown over 50 pass attempts in the first 2 games of the season. He hasn't been touched yet. Now, what do you see as a former offensive line coach? What stands out to you about the play of that offensive line?
Well, they're definitely well coached. There's no question about that. And I think one of the biggest things that people have to realize is the communication that goes on up front. You can't block like that without good communication up front with those guys, pointing out who they have and understanding what the defense is trying to do. And, I mean, Coach, he's literally standing back there with all the time he needs to allow those receivers to run open and get separation from their defenders. And so just absolutely outstanding job by that offensive line. Masco being able to take his time and read the defense. Coach, we've seen him be able to drop back and go through his progression, first, second, and third read, and then come back to the first read as he gains separation from the defenders.
And the time he has to be able to let these pass routes develop.
Yeah.
And the thing that I had anticipated was Thomas Connie's quickness would be able to negate some of the size of the offensive line. But one of the things that has really stood out is not only is the tremendous size of Thomasville's offensive line, but their footwork and quickness in terms of being able to maintain sight of the defensive pressure and staying in front.
Yeah.
So they aren't just a bunch of big behemoths out there playing. These guys are athletic. And there's a lot of these guys on this offensive line that will look up, and they'll be signing their scholarships when we do signing day in the spring.
Yeah, Coach, absolutely. These guys are very athletic up front and can move very, very well. And so you have to give your hats off to what the offensive line coach has done and the overall scheme and game plan of what we're seeing here tonight. They are definitely executing it to perfection at this point, Coach. And I really don't believe we're going to see anything different in the second half. I'd just be absolutely surprised if they don't come out with the same intensity that they've shown here in the first half.
Well, one of the things is we go down and we see the War on 84 when Thomasville travels east to play Brooks County in a rematch game that was one of the best games that we had seen since we've been doing Insights game of the week. Brooks County line of tackles, Jacoby Mitchell, Cam Wright, guard Zach Gardner, Anthony Daniels, center Chris Mickens, and tight ends Tavon Gray and Travis Wright helped them run for 320 yards in a 43-66 victory over Mitchell County. They average over 260 pounds in weight and all bench press more than 300 pounds. So we'll get a chance to see 2 of the top offensive lines in the state of Georgia go at each other. And I know that that's something that, you kind of relish that offensive line play.
Yeah, absolutely. Without those guys up front, skilled guys mean nothing, because if you can't protect, if you can't run block and take care of what's going on up front, then you really can't do anything offensively. And speaking of Brooks County, their head coach is absolutely outstanding as well. And the weight program that he has with those kids is very intense. And they really get after it in the weight room. Up front, skilled guys, everybody, down to the kicker. Before we even get to the field, they do an outstanding job in their weight program, their strength and conditioning program. So that's definitely going to be an awesome football game that I really want to take in this year.
Yeah, that's Coach Maurice Freeman. Called him Foot when he played at Florida A&M University.
Yes.
Tremendous football player. He's athletic director and head football coach up at Brooks County, which is, again, one of our INSiiGHTS schools. And we're very glad to have them as a part of the INSiiGHTS family. Coach Freeman he walks around with his hammer because he says they bring the hammer.
Yes, sir. And I absolutely admire him with the work that he's done, because being an athletic director and a head football coach is no easy task whatsoever.
Well, I think his wife works at the school as well, and one time when they had a hurricane coming through, he and his wife were at the school staying with a lot of the kids, and they are ingrained in the community there, and they're a part of it. And Coach Freeman's worked as one of the all-star coaches in the South and has access to a lot of the student athletes. They all love him. And one thing they do at Brooks County is they hit.
Yes, sir. Woo. Absolutely. And Coach, they fly as well. Those kids are super fast over there in Brooks County, and they can also get to that football and make things happen.
Oh, but when they get to the ball,
they bring in the thunder. They bring in that hammer that he carries around.
Yes, sir. They bring some smoke over there. They're a little special. So that'll be a game everybody already is talking about that they want to see. Everybody from Thomasville, they're talking about the rematch and everything else. They're looking forward to it. And it will be a game.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely, Coach. We got a Bulldog band on the field now, and they're putting together a performance that their crowd is very excited about as well, with that multi-drill that they just completed.
Well, one of the things that we've seen their band. They have a choreographed band, and they entertain well. But one thing that happened in the game last week, Thomas County only gained 170 yards. They won 33-7. They forced 4 turnovers and had 2 sacks. They haven't had those same turnovers tonight. They haven't been able to get to the quarterback at all. One thing about Thomasville High, they ain't no early county.
Yes, sir. And I tell you, having only 170 total yards tells me that they played on a very short field last week with those 4 turnovers. And so they took advantage last week, similar to what we see Thomasville, the Bulldogs, taking advantage of tonight.
Exactly. And Thomas County Central, they were 3-8 last year. They lost in this game 41-7. They would
well, Coach, they're a touchdown and a 2-point conversion away from that again.
At half.
At the half.
No. Coach Ashley Henderson, he was at Valwood, 66-12 record. He had 3 state championships when he was over there. And his fast-paced offensive attack is pretty much a snail's crawl tonight.
Yes, sir, absolutely. And because of the inability to complete passes and to continue to move the ball, but now we did see some flashes of that at the end of the half where they were able to get something going offensively and matriculate down the field.
They're going to need more of that, and they can't have the high number of drop passes that they had. They can't drop them. I mean, even their baton girls at halftime would drop them.
Yes, sir.
They got to do some more drills.
Case of the dropsies tonight.
Oh, yeah, because Thomasville High ranked number 4 in 2A. It's hard to imagine the 3 teams that are better than them.
Yeah, especially with what we're seeing tonight from the freshman quarterback. Again, been outstanding, lights out tonight, and doing an outstanding job commanding the offense and executing what the coaches are calling for him tonight. Not many mistakes from his part. And then again, of course, as we stated earlier with the offensive line and the work that they're doing up front, it just makes his job a lot easier.
Well, we talk about the 3 teams that are ranked higher than them. One is Brooks County.
Really?
Brooks County is ranked number 2. And the Thomasville people were fussing a little bit about that because Thomasville had beat Brooks County last year. They both started undefeated this year, and they're right behind Brooks County. So it just sets for those of you who would really like to see a high school game that looks like a college homecoming. When they go to Brooks County, as we often said while we were there, it was like a FAMU Bethune-Cookman game. You couldn't get there 3 hours before time. Everybody was nestled in the woods around the stadium, cooking. It's just something about a football game where you can smell the barbecue and the laughter that is completely different from anything that you experience watching on television. If you go to one of these games, you'll be addicted and come back again. Won't know any of the people, won't know any of the players, but just excited by the crowd response and how people get into the game so much. You'll pick a team just off of something that happens in the game. So get out. That's one of the things INSiiGHTS wants to do, is to encourage you to go and for community involvement. You've had a number of award winners at Ricketts High School.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
No, stop before you even go there. We've had Ricketts High School for the last 2 years at our banquet has had the most students in attendance at our postseason banquet for this award than any other high school. And Coach Earl Hankerson, in behalf of everybody, we'd like to thank you for your involvement in making sure that they were in attendance. One time making sure you had ties for the guys because you said they needed to know how to dress for those occasions. And an example of an athletic director who went above and beyond the call of duty in terms of making sure that Ricketts High School was represented and that the young men and young women from Ricketts High School showed up in numbers. We appreciate that.
Well, thank you, Coach. I really appreciate you and the opportunities that you provide for these young people. Is so very, very important that they have these positive outlets and opportunities to showcase their skills, not only on the playing field or court, but academically as well, because we really do have some great student athletes that really need to be recognized for their athletic prowess as opposed to only what they're able to do on the field or the courts or on the diamond or track. And so just you've been an outstanding proponent of educational success and just doing an outstanding job. And I think I share this sentiment with everybody that we really appreciate INSiiGHTS and what you've meant to our community.
Well, thank you. It's a road that we continue to fight and struggle to make sure that we bring accolades, attention. We tell people when there's other people that talk about doing what we're doing, that's fine. We never look for that. We're not trying to be the only one doing it. Everybody can be involved.
Yes, I'd also like to encourage those out there in our viewing audience and listening audience that this particular media company is doing an outstanding job. It's more than just showing the games to you, and it's about exposure for these student athletes, but also about rewarding them for the great things that they're doing in the classroom and in the community. And so I encourage you, get behind INSiiGHTS Media, provide your support, your time, talents, and your financial gifts to really continue this program as we continue to improve the lives of students and student athletes all around Florida and Georgia.
Thank you very much. One of the things that we take a lot of pride in is the number of students that we have that are a part of what we do in INSiiGHTS, and the number of interns that we've had over the last couple years that do a lot more with us than just answering the phone or get coffee, because I don't even drink coffee. But to have them actually down here doing interviews, doing pregame shows, writing stories, teaching them how to interview and talk to coaches and players. And we just try to make sure that we allow this as a vehicle for them to be able to enhance their individual skills and talents. And we're getting ready to kick it off. It's about that time. Here we go, 33-7.
Third quarter, let's see what happens here, Coach.
They're going to kick it.
Kick it deep.
I'm looking for that lane. Boy, he finds a crease, doesn't he?
Every time,
that
Coach.
was.
Oh, nice big hit.
They need to put that hit on him because it was a bad tackle
Big hit. Better
earlier
return.
than that.
Yes, absolutely. That's a great return, Coach.
And no flag, Coach.
No flag. And again, Tykeem Wallace, Coach, bringing that ball back out close to midfield here. We said earlier the best strategy might be just to kick it out of bounds. Could have saved themselves about 15 yards here on this possession. But we'll see what the Yellow Jackets can come out and if they can continue that momentum they had going into the half.
That's not your running back there, is it?
It is not. That's the young man that started the game. And they run it weak for a first down.
Boy, the coach they're working the sidelines hard trying to get some emotion out of them. Coach, that's a big-time play there.
That's a very good start here for the Yellow Jackets. And now they come back with the senior Hobbs. That was number 28, Taylor, on the carry. Tedder breaks the pocket. That's incomplete.
But, Coach, he could have ran almost for a first down that time, Coach. You could hear the coaches from Thomas County sitting here yelling at him to run and run. Coach, he didn't have anybody in front of him.
Yeah, he should have went ahead and took off, and probably would have had a better outcome if he went ahead and tucked it.
Coach, they need to keep making positive plays.
Once again, Coach, that Bulldog defense is all over these screens here tonight.
Coach, that hasn't worked. They went away from it the second quarter. The first quarter, it got snuffed every time. It was never a positive play with it.
Yeah, quite curious as to why they continue to try to throw that underneath. And once again, that's where I, look at. We have to try to stretch the field here to really try to get this ball moving.
Are they in 4-down territory, Coach?
Oh, everything here is 4-down territory, down 26, Coach. There's a sack by the Bulldog defense. And again, they're just relentless, Coach. They're pinning their ears back and they're coming after him.
Yeah, Coach, but he had two running backs in blocking for him. It was only three out in formation, which they casually walked back across the line. Coach, again, that first down sprint out that he should have ran would have put this in at worst a 4th and 5.
Right. Absolutely, we've got
and they're up in
trips.
Man coverage, yeah.
And this will be a false start here by the offense.
Coach. What happens now, Coach? Do they begin to get out of what they were comfortable running, maybe trying to do too much? It seemed like they had a rhythm going in their offensive pattern. And they went back to what they were running in the first quarter that was part of their plan that was not working, and they went back to it. Now
yeah,
it's 4th and 15.
Again, it's not too late to try to establish a running game, Coach. But definitely a passing situation here.
Oh, he's in trouble.
And, Coach, it's just up front, the Yellow Jackets are just not doing the job. The Bulldogs are getting off the ball really quick, and they're just applying all kinds of pressure to Tedder. He hadn't really had an opportunity to get anything going tonight, Coach, especially, I talk about them being able to stretch the field, but he hadn't really had an opportunity to even make a read before he has people in his face.
No, that's true. That's true. So what do you do? What do you counter that with, Coach?
Well, they've tried to counter it with the screen game, but everybody on the back end of the Bulldog defense is getting to the ball so quick that that's not working at all.
They're yelling 12.
Yeah, Thomasville Central has 12 players on the field on defense, and they're not getting the.
They got 12 men on the field right now, and they called it against Thomasville.
Yeah, the referees missed that they had 12, and Coach Graves is absolutely going nuts over there.
Because they watched the 12th man just leave the field and didn't make a call.
Yes, sir. Not only that, the officials should be able to pick up on that prior to the snap of the ball.
Right. Right.
It's his duty to count the players on defense there. I mean, Coach Graves is really giving him the absolute business over there for missing that.
Yeah, Coach, and their staff up here was yelling 12, 12. They were calling it like it was a play. And they were fortunate the flag was called against Thomasville and went the other way.
Yeah, it looks like also Coach number 5, Jakaris Tillman, the receiver for the Bulldogs, may be injured.
Oh, they got to your quarterback in. They made him. They at least hit him.
That's the first pressure of the night.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Okay.
And so we got 3rd and 9, Coach, on the stick.
Pressure them out.
And
Coach.
yeah, but we got a flag on the play. I think that's going to be coming back. Might have been another holding call on the Bulldogs. No, Coach. The Bulldog players are signaling touchdown.
That's what they're signaling.
Oh, yeah, defensive holding, Coach.
Wow, Coach.
So we had holding correct, but it was defensively. And, Coach, again, that's another 50-yard touchdown.
Exactly, Coach. Exactly, Coach.
Masco is just absolutely Coach, you know, I usually save this for defensive players, but he's just absolutely been a bull in a china shop tonight offensively. He is tearing this place up and tearing the Yellow Jacket defense apart.
Yes, he is. But they sure got to get those extra points down, right?
Yeah, they're struggling with the extra points, but now 39-7. That is Pride's going to institute the running clock, or should institute the running clock. I believe Georgia rules state that at the end of the third quarter, that clock is running when the opponent is up 30.
Okay.
So actually, we're going to be in a hole there, but the Bulldogs up 32 points.
Coach, that was a 50-yard touchdown pass. He scrambled out of the pocket. What happened to the cornerback?
Well, first of all, Coach, let's say that was another 50-yard plus pass. His fifth of the game, fifth touchdown pass, that is, of the game.
He's approaching close to 300 yards.
Doing an outstanding job. Yeah, we'll see what happens here on the kickoff, Coach.
Coach, who's our spotter over here?
Hey, he is handling his business, ain't he?
Yeah, well, Coach, get his name for me and shout out to him because he's been helping us a lot. Oh, Coach, at least they fell on this one. Coach, they fell on this one.
Yeah, let me see.
Coach, you spotted, don't want to tell you his name?
Yeah, he's anonymous tonight, but that's all right. He's doing a heck of a job.
But, Coach, he ain't got quiet now. We need to give him a headphone.
He's got some information for us that we'll share here as well at the appropriate time. But the Yellow Jackets have made a change at quarterback.
They have.
That's number 1, Khalid Guyton. He's a sophomore. Stands 5'8", 185 pounds, Coach.
But, Coach, actually that was a nice touch on the ball. Tykeem should have caught that one. He'd have caught that in space, which is exactly where they want to get him.
Absolutely. You got to get him in space because he's been pretty electric when he gets his hands on the ball, but he just hadn't had enough opportunities. There's a fumble.
See. Coach, when he handed that ball to him, the defensive line of Thomasville was 3 deep, standing there waiting. Yes,
sir. They are definitely changing the line of scrimmage tonight. They've changed that line of scrimmage all night long, Coach.
We spoke earlier about how well prepared they are. Here's somebody limping off. About how well prepared they are in terms of knowing everything that Thomas County is running.
Yeah, that's Denard Weiss. He's cramping up there. Made it off the field.
You could tell by the way that leg was twisted.
Yeah. And here we are, another 3rd down. They're behind the sticks once again, Coach.
They're putting somebody a little more athletic back there at quarterback.
Coach, they're absolutely having their way up front. The Thomasville Bulldogs are having their way up front tonight.
And these cornerbacks and linebackers who can run, this defense is imposing.
Yes, sir. They are definitely very impressive.
Well, Coach, tell me how good Cairo must be.
Yeah, if Yeah.
It was
To be
Cairo
able
was
to
up
hold them
14
last week.
nothing, right?
Yeah.
Going in the fourth quarter. Boy, coach threw the 11th player out there, number 17. He fell trying to get out there. Boomer Slocum. He fell out. The coach pushed him on the field. Oh, you cannot just watch the game. You have to watch more than the game. You have to watch the sideline. What was that, illegal substitution? And there's a flag.
Yeah, I wonder what the flag is.
Wow, we're a little confused now in terms of what's going on.
Looks like we might have it on unsportsmanlike conduct on the Yellow Jackets. We'll get the official word soon.
Somebody said the official is hurt? Well, our spotter told us that it was the official who's hurt that they're working on over there.
Yeah, we had an official go down, but not only that, Coach, you had an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty on the Yellow Jackets.
Number 6, DeAnthony.
Yes, DeAnthony Booker.
Junior cornerback. Yeah, they kind of jogged off with the official. He's up there at the 20.
Well, you best believe Coach Shaver is not going to be happy with that because, once again, you're trying to flip field position, but you just, in essence, gave the Bulldogs another 15 yards.
That didn't help.
And that definitely does not help.
Almost snapped it over his head. He got that off.
And going out of bounds at the 46-yard line. Yes, Coach, you're right. That snap almost went over his head.
Again.
Yes. And so you've had some issues special teams-wise with both teams here tonight. Kickoffs and extra points, and as well as the punting for the Yellow Jackets. We've had some difficulties here special teams-wise, and I'm pretty sure both coaches will try to shore that up going into next week.
And that's the comment that I was getting ready to make. This is very early in the season. This is the second game of the season. There's a lot to clean up. Now, the interesting thing is defensively, what would you do to try to stop this onslaught by the freshman quarterback? What would you do defensively at him?
Coach, they hadn't been able to stop it all night.
If your next opponent, what would you do scouting the
tape?
Oh,
next opponent, well, quite naturally, we're not going to allow you to take the top, continuously take the top off the defense. But the problem is they have so much balance offensively with Gellin back there that it's going to be hard to decide. So you're gonna have to make a decision. Are you gonna?
You can't stop the run and the pass because they can throw it over the top. And they haven't given him a heavy dose that they gave him last week, which we kept anticipating that they would do now.
Right.
Here he is out.
And look at that. There's another. Oh, nice strip. Nice play by the defender. He didn't give up on it, Coach.
No, he sure did.
And that's what you want to see from.
Now flag. Did they show a flag there? Up.
Oh,
there's
no,
the flag.
keep the guys on the sidelines. Got to keep those guys on the sidelines. Tempers are flaring here.
Yeah, here we go. And the coaching staff from Thomas County is out there in mass grabbing them.
Well, that was a great play defensively, Coach. He did not give up on the play. Jatani Thomas, number 44, cornerback, he's a senior, did a good job of not giving up on the play, but We have a lot of yellow laundry on the field.
Yes, we do. And we understand that they're frustrated right now and spilling over a little bit, and they're trying to show that they're not going to back down from Thomasville, but you show that by your play.
Yeah.
Not by your actions and reactions.
Yes. Definitely don't need these antics that are going on that we're seeing here. Coach, looking ahead, preview next week, we have Thomasville versus Colquitt County over at Colquitt County.
That should be a good game.
Oh, my goodness.
he said, oh, my goodness.
After what we've seen here tonight, and we know that Colquitt County is a perennial power each and every year, but I think the Bulldogs are going to ride that wave of momentum into Colquitt over there, and should be a very good game next week.
Should be a very good game. And on that, we also have our next game for INSiiGHTS High School Game of the Week will be Bluntstown at Florida High. Coach Gage is on the floor again, on the field again. The only coach I've seen come on the field that much was the infamous Coach Alvin Wyatt at Bethune-Cookman University. He would come on the field a lot, never get a flag.
Yeah, Coach, Coach Graves was the former offensive coordinator over at Colquitt County.
That adds a little bit to it, doesn't it?
Adds a little bit to it, absolutely. And that magnificent facility that they have over there at Colquitt, the completion of that indoor facility, multi-million-dollar domain over there that they have is just absolutely outstanding. Those penalties must have offset, though, Coach.
The wonders of a great booster club.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Just what we talked about at halftime.
Exactly.
Being able to get out and support your students and your school. Those booster clubs are so important. But here we go.
It went back.
Back to Tedder.
Yeah, they changed quarterbacks again. Let's see, Coach, that's not a negative play. And they have to stay out of the negative plays.
Yeah, 1 yard on that carry.
Yeah, well, they were getting net product from their plays in the last sequence.
Right. They're going to come back here on second down, and they're going to pass the ball here. Trips right.
They're going to bring everybody. Here they come.
There's another screen.
And they threw it right to him, Coach.
Yep, another screen play.
But, Coach, he has that red jersey standing right in front of him. Number 43 from Thomasville standing right there between him and the receiver. You could not see J.J. Johnson,
yes,
J.T. Johnson.
J.T. Johnson.
Who committed to go to Stetson already.
And Coach stands at 6'2".
Right.
And so you're trying to get that ball over that defender there, which showcased a pretty good vertical leap there on that play.
Speaking of that, Thomasville has an excellent basketball program. Graduated the player of Georgia last year, going to Mississippi State.
Right, state champions last year.
Coach, there's nobody over there. Coach, there's nobody over there.
That Thomasville Bulldog crowd is still into this game, Coach.
Oh, Coach, they're going to savor every bite off this bone.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, up 39-7, and they have not stopped yet. They have been relentless.
Yeah, Coach, they've been on them 5:17 left. And this is INSiiGHTS High School Game of the Week. We'll take a break right now. We'll be back. And we're back. Remember, it was 41-7 last year. We had thought it was going to be a blowout the way it was at halftime, but it's kind of settled down a little bit. Kids get a chance to play, but actually what's really happening is Thomas County's actually playing better. And they're controlling it a little bit better. Even though they're going the wrong way again, it's fourth down.
Coach, we're looking at
and 34.
And 34, yeah.
Nice kick.
That's a pretty good kick. Allowed that coverage to get downfield.
It did. It did.
Referees running in, trying to make sure nothing gets out of hand.
Well, you know, actually they did a good job of controlling that before it got out of hand.
They did.
They really did a good job of controlling that. So I was impressed with that. They were on top of it. The coaching staff from Thomas County got out there quickly en masse. Mostly it was their players that were running on the field.
Right.
Thomasville maintained discipline, stayed on the side of the field. And even when you look on the side, their coaches are in the coaching box in the wide area, all the players behind them.
Yes, sir. Here comes Masco out again.
In the shotgun.
Controlling the offense.
Ooh, nothing there that time.
No, we had looks like we have some backups getting in. That's Malik Harper. He's a freshman.
And it's the time to give him a chance to let him get some game experience, Coach?
Yeah, absolutely, in a big-time atmosphere. These kids practice hard all week as well, and they want to get an opportunity to participate.
I'm looking at the size of these receivers. Number 11, Aubrey Safford, 6'1", down here at the bottom. Nice arm to get out there quick, Coach.
Nice read, Coach. Right off the line of scrimmage, he recognized that his receiver was going to be open pre-snap. Once again, that word, poise, that we see from Masco here tonight.
What has happened with him in his development for him to be this far along in terms of being able to read the defenses like this, Coach?
It's called study. The same way and effort that you put it into the classroom, you have to put into your to perfect your craft on the field. We're going to get that's going to come back, Coach, for holding. That left tackle had a pretty good hold on the defender. But Coach, study. He's obviously spent a lot of time with the quarterback coaches, quarterback coach and or offensive coordinator or whomever it may be. And they've done an outstanding job with working with the young man to get him to recognize what's going on, particularly pre-snap. You don't see that quite often. And then again, to understand that he's 14 years old. The sky is the limit.
Somebody's been working with him at a very early age.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Very instinctive, Coach. Natural ability, what we've seen here tonight.
3rd and 23. Look at the size of their receivers, Coach. Here they come.
Yeah, we got the pass interference.
Yeah.
They took a shot deep. And they're going to get a first down out of it, Coach.
They are, Coach. Coach, it was 3rd and 24. And that would have been a 34-yard completion.
Yeah. But we got a penalty. It's going to be offsetting because we have a penalty as well on the Bulldogs. Looked like illegal block in the back.
Their coach, the stunts are getting to them a little bit more than what they did the first half.
Hey, check that, Coach. Check that, Coach. Nasty wet, 24. Nasty wet, 24. Nasty wet, 24.
They're going to replay this one. 3rd and 24. 3:44 left in the third quarter. 39-7. Still before wideouts. Scrambled a little bit, Coach.
Yeah, showing off his legs. He gets some of that yardage back.
Wisely got out. Didn't take an unnecessary hit.
And, Coach, we were talking about Masco earlier and his development and maturation. But he had some assistance from Georgia Tech National Championship quarterback Sean Jones. Worked with him when he was in the 7th grade. And so he definitely has been under some great tutelage in his time.
Coach, you need to take our spotter with you and have him with us. He brings all the information. You got to share that vanilla bean lemonade.
No, sir. I don't share that with nobody, sir. Miss B taking care of us with the vanilla bean lemonade.
Oh,
Definitely look at her catering business.
oh boy!
If you want some great lemonade.
He said he wants some great lemonade. Miss B. Events by B. It's INSiiGHTS High School Game of the Week. We'll take a break, but we will come right back. And we're back. Well, you keep calling for this running clock, Coach. You said another 3 minutes if they're up 30.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Tedder back at quarterback. And Yellow Jackets in the power eye now.
They're still having trouble with that snap. It looked almost like he wasn't expecting. It was off to his left side a little bit, but he just looked like he wasn't expecting, like he and the center have not worked together.
And I tell you, Coach, it's just been hard to get anything going tonight. And then to have that happen doesn't make it any easier at all.
That's true.
They're having enough difficulty without helping the Bulldogs out.
Just turn up field. Just turn up field. Good run. You could hear his coaches telling him, get down, get down, get down, get down, get down, get down.
That's a great run by Tedder. And equally as nice tackle by Devon Samuel.
Well, Devon was trying to pick him up.
Yeah.
he was trying to pick him up. Okay, now here's the little quicker pace. Can they get off the field? A little quicker pace that they had been practicing all preseason. He let him extend that play on him, and he was in trouble. Coach, they have a set of plays that are working for them.
Yeah, we got a couple penalty flags on the field again, Coach.
But Coach, then they change, and it's like they go back to whatever the offensive pattern that they were going to run coming into the game. It's like, we're going to run this anyway.
Yeah.
And it hasn't been successful. They get away from what's working for them.
Right. And I tell you, Coach, what was working was him getting that ball out of his hands quickly. But his receivers are having a difficult time getting off of the press because when Thomasville goes back to man-to-man, they're having a hard time beating it. And then, of course, you compound the problem with the penalties on the night. They've just been really shooting themselves in the foot.
Coach, they have probably 150 yards in penalty yards.
Easily.
Second and 26.
Bulldogs back to cover 2. And Hobbs has a nice carry. It's just very interesting to me as to why he did not start the game and to be able to provide the stability that he can to this offense.
He's holding that hamstring right now.
I saw that as well, Coach.
That's your guy there, Coach. You wanted to see him. You talked about him. You wanted to see him.
Just looking at him on film, I mean, very strong and physical back. Also, didn't mind doing the dirty work. He's a blocking machine. But nobody blocked right there.
Coach, the left tackle didn't touch him. He got by that left tackle. He hadn't even got out of his stance yet. Coach, the left tackle didn't get out of his stance.
Wow. Back to another punting situation.
Yes, Coach. Well, that's some size over there at that left tackle. That's 275 pounds, junior, Garrett Harris. 6 foot, 275, Coach.
Yeah, Coach, and we got a lot of confusion by the Yellow Jackets now. Definitely losing their composure.
Coach, they're trying to call for a timeout.
Yeah, they're going to have to. They don't have enough men on the field.
Look at the head coach. He's telling them, calm down.
Right.
You know, he's Well, see, the clock is steadily moving. 7.
Well, he's going to go all the way down to 1 second.
Right.
It goes to 4 and gets the timeout.
Yeah, it was 10 men on the field now. And this is an INSiiGHTS High School Game of the Week. We'll take a break, and we're going to come back. There's 30 seconds left in the third quarter, 39-7. And we're back. One of the things I like, Coach, when I watch these high school games, both in football and in basketball, are the number of young kids that are around active in the programs. When you watch Thomasville High and their teams are in pregame, you see 10 or 12 kids that look like elementary size in red shirts running sprints. They're doing exercises and stretching with them, dreaming of being on the field with these guys that they watch grow up. There's nowhere else in the world they'd rather be than with their team that they grow up in their community.
Yeah, absolutely, Coach. That pregame was absolutely outstanding from the aspect of working within the teams, and then they had the activities before the game. But these kids will remember these types of things during their childhood. They're things that they'll never forget.
You're absolutely right.
And one day they will have the opportunity to be out here on the field. Oh, we got a fumble. But the Bulldogs were able to cover it up.
You got somebody down, Coach.
Yeah, we got number 15, Jalen Robinson, down on the field. And, of course, you never like to see anyone get injured, Coach.
No, they don't. But back to the kids who are part of the program. See, in Georgia, you know very early where you're going to go to high school.
Yes.
You're going to go to school that's in your area, in your community, and that's where you're going. And they will grow up understanding the history and the legacy of the high school that they go to because they've been a part of it growing up.
Right. And there are some exceptions. There are definitely some exceptions to the rule as, we found tonight for Thomas County, Pershawn Taylor.
Mm-hmm.
He just transferred in from Cairo this week. And
wonder did he move to Thomasville?
yeah, he had to move into Thomasville, and so you're going to have some of those exceptions to the rule, but you just don't want like we see in Florida where you have open enrollment and you can kind of go anywhere you want.
You worded that well, Coach. You
Yeah.
worded that well.
You have some exceptions to that open enrollment policy as well, but I just always believed, based on how how I came up, and I'm sure how you came up, you support the program that in the community that you live, and you're not trying to find the best coaches that are going to entice you to come to their program to make their program better. Because it turns into the wild, wild west.
Yes, it does.
Now the recruiting does open up, whether it's against the rules or not. It's just the way it is. Well, here you go.
Coach, he broke 7 tackles on that run.
Yeah, that's number 14, Montrez Brown. They have him listed as a corner.
And Coach, they're picking it up a little bit now. That was 14. That was Kevin Cochran.
I'm sorry, yes, Kevin Cochran, Coach. That's
okay.
absolutely right. And they're going to call him down. And fourth quarter is here.
It is. This is your INSiiGHTS High School Game of the Week. Third quarter over, 33-7. We're coming back to the fourth quarter, and the lights come on in Bulldog Stadium. INSiiGHTS High School Game of the Week coming right back. And we're back, and there go the lights. The lights are on in Bulldog Stadium. They probably singing that song, You Ain't No Bulldog.
Yes, sir. I bet they are.
That's their song. You ain't no Bulldog. They can sing that, boy. That's what they singing. I heard that in Brooks County. Yeah, they can sing that now. When they start "You Ain't No Bulldog," the whole stands go crazy. The tradition of Thomasville High.
And it's absolutely electric, Coach.
Yes, sir. Wow, Coach. Wow, Coach.
Well, the stands here on the Yellow Jacket side are starting to thin out, Coach. They're going to beat that traffic out of here.
Coach. Yeah, they slowed down the onslaught of the Thomasville High School freshman phenom.
Yes.
Freshman phenom there, Coach.
Yes, and I'm probably thinking you want to get your backup some work here as well. At some point, Coach Graves is probably going to think about getting his backup quarterback some work.
You think so?
I would believe so, Coach. But right now, Masco's still on the field and directing the offense, 3rd and short.
You can hear the Thomas County coaches. Here you go again. Here you go again.
Got a little pressure there. He couldn't step into it. He completes that, Coach, and that would have been a big play as well.
Sure would have been. But as it is, that's 4th down and a punt. You'll see the score 39-7. You say, okay, but the game was never that close
at all.
It was never that close.
And the Bulldogs probably should have a few more points on the board. Actually, Coach, they've let a couple opportunities slip away from them.
Yeah, they did. And I was afraid they were going to block one of these punts. They've been coming every time. Coach, he tiptoed up there like he was going to try to catch that one.
That would have been a big mistake there,
yes.
Coach.
Yes, because I think that Thomas County coaching staff would have went through the window and tackled him. You can hear him hollering, "Move, move, move, move." Can you go back at the end of this and say it's halftime? It was a 7-0 game. You played them all right the second half. Now we have to take it. You look for some positive to be able to say to your team. It was 7-0 the second half.
Right.
No. Because you have 9 more games left in this season, so you can't let them carry this game with them the rest of the season.
Yeah, this definitely has to be. This definitely has to go into the books and out of the memory bank of the Thomasville High players tonight. You pull the Thomasville Central players and coaches. There's no need to continue to dwell on this any longer than you have to. You go and break down your film, and you get ready for the next ball game. Otherwise, this can really sink your season after losing a game of this magnitude in the manner that they're going to lose.
Nice run up the middle there by number 24. Jalen Dunbar, senior running back.
And the Jackets are trying to pick up the tempo here. We got a false start. And that's the cause of picking up the tempo at such a time, Coach. Perhaps they may have wanted to look at picking up the tempo earlier.
Supposedly that was what their strategy was. They had been practicing and coming in with the fast attack.
Right.
And that was something they had been practicing on.
The difficulty that they had, though, earlier is that they couldn't complete a pass and they couldn't get anything out of the run game.
You're right. No, you called it in the first quarter. You said they looked shell-shocked, and they were. And they never completely came out of it.
Right. Right.
This has been a party night for Thomasville High. They started off early. They bludgeoned them quickly. And they just kind of picked over the carcass the rest of the game.
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely
He
been a
stepped through that
massacre,
gap.
but
Step through it,
okay.
coach.
That's a great run
And a
by
flag.
Green.
Dondrell Green, sophomore.
Yep, had a flag at the end of the play, possibly a face mask.
Boy, those coaches are on the cornerback over there. They're on him. Number 10, Trey Madison. They're kind of 5'10", 211 linebacker.
Yeah, face mask was the call, Coach. That's going to tack on 15.
Coach, over
For the
there
Yellow Jackets.
at the end of that run, that was almost the only thing it could be.
Referee is getting the clock moving, though.
You know what Thomas
blew it
County
in.
will take from this? They lost 41-7 last year, and they'll say that we played them better. A touchdown here is 39-14. And there's some youth on that Thomas County team. That's a nice, hard run.
Yeah, Green again. Now you got some young guys in there defensively now for the Bulldogs.
And we were expecting to see that.
Yeah, absolutely.
You have to develop your depth. You have to give your youth a chance. No.
That's correct. That's exactly why I was thinking that the Masco would go ahead and come out and you see your backup. Even though they didn't have a good series on the last series, I still would expect them to get the backup quarterback in for the next series here.
Okay. This is how you build your program, by playing more kids. Pass over the middle.
Absolutely.
Now your parents, they get a chance to see their son or daughter play when they're up like this. If you're up by 3 or 4 touchdowns and my son or daughter can't play now, they're not going to play all season.
No, they're not. No, they're not. That can be very discouraging.
Yeah.
That can be very discouraging. But, you know, Thomasville Central has continued to keep their first team in because they're definitely trying to get some continuity, in particular between the quarterback and their receivers.
Now they need to work now. They need to work. They have to draw something. Oh, nice tackle. A nice tackle there.
Yeah, I tell you, Coach, this defense tonight has been pretty outstanding, led by defensive coordinator Sherrod Reynolds. He's in the Hall of Fame at Valdosta State and was a defensive back there, and he definitely has done an outstanding job with his defense tonight. His unit has really set the tone here and taking care of their business tonight against the Yellow Jackets.
Coach, is it a fire? Everybody leaving.
Everybody leaving? Yes, sir. Must be. No, they left Masco in.
Whoa!
There's a nice run. Masco stays in the game, Coach.
They're just gonna hand off now.
That's all.
But Sherrod keeps on like that, he'll have his own team somewhere. That's how you do it. You
absolutely.
go from coordinator to the next stop.
To the next level. Yes, sir.
They gonna take a knee?
That was
Coach, I was getting ready to ask you, what was that? I said, they're not taking a knee with 4:45 left.
well, and not only that, should be running the play clock down to about 5 seconds before you snap the ball. So, got to settle down here.
Now, one of the things we will do, they're on our radar. Those of you who don't go to a game in the Tallahassee area or those in the Georgia area, either way it goes, this is a team worth seeing. They have a balanced attack. They were 12-1 last year. You can't say you didn't know how good they were. They're pretty doggone good. You need to come see them.
And not only that, a great atmosphere in Thomasville. And that's kind of what you don't want to see, Coach, at this stage of the game. Even though the clock is going to continue to run, you definitely don't want that young man to suffer any type of injury.
Coach, he had a sixth sense about it. He knew he was going to take that hit. He rolled out and threw it away. Coach, because he came from the blind side when he came behind.
Yeah.
2nd and 15. I'm with you, Coach. Ninth grader, he's done okay. He could sit for the rest of it. Took a good hit there. You got 39-7.
Thing here, Coach, you got to make sure you teach clock management here. And make sure he gets that clock down to about 5 seconds. But it's kind of hard for him to do that, and you've been pressing them the entire game, and now you're asking them to slow down. It's almost like asking a team that presses the entire –
there's a sack, Coach.
Yeah, there's the sack. It's almost like asking a team that presses the entire game to sit back and play a zone.
That's the INSiiGHTS High School Game of the Week. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back to get this punt. And we're back. It's 3rd down, 25 yards. Running clock, 2:47, 2:48. Just starting the 25-second clock. Just need this to end peacefully and as friends, and with a rivalry that maintains discipline between both teams. Quick kick. Nice roll.
Turned out to be very good, Coach.
It did. It did. INSiiGHTS High School Game of the Week. Follow us on our website, INSiiGHTS.com, INSiiGHTS.com. We'll be right back. Maybe you have your running clock now, Coach.
Coach, I feel like we had a running clock from the start of the game. Look at that defense, Coach. Even the young guys are eating. And that's been our kicker. He's been our kicker all night. Mark Davis. He's a 6'1" senior, 235 pounds. He wanted to get into the action.
He did. They're cleaning up the laundry a little bit. We'll be right back. And we're back.
And they submarined Hobbs right there.
So now they're gonna run the clock out?
Yeah, Coach. And I think that's the best thing to do. Probably have one more snap in this ball game, and that'll be it for the night.
And we're going to take a break and come back for that last snap. And we're back. 37 seconds.
And once again, that defense is coming up, attacking that ball when it goes in the air, Coach. They are trying to get that football back. That's been their mentality all night as the celebration begins over on the Thomasville sideline.
I think they've been celebrating since the first quarter, Coach.
No doubt.
So they're going to run another play? What's going on with the head coach sprinting down there?
Well, he has some players on the field prematurely here. And that incompletion is going to end the ball game. And you got the student section coming out on the field. These kids are excited about what their Bulldogs have done here tonight.
Yes, they are, and rightfully so, Coach. They struggled offensively for 3/4 of the game last week, but they came back tonight, and they ate. This is INSiiGHTS High School Game of the Week. We're going to take a break, and then we'll come back for the wrap-up. And we're back. Both sides are emptying onto the field. I see Thomas County cheerleaders with their bags over their shoulder. Thomas County leaving in a single file. Thomasville High on both sides of them exiting.
Been a great night, Coach. Great atmosphere from
Yes.
beginning to end.
Yes.
Here at Veterans Memorial Stadium. Definitely Bulldog country tonight.
Absolutely it was. Absolutely it was. Coach, we keep talking about your freshmen and the offensive line. Let's talk a
Hello,
little.
everyone. I am Victoria Goodson, as known as Vicky Slay, and I'm here with Coach Grage. They just won 7-39. It is amazing. How are you feeling?
Feeling great. You know, we got a little sloppy there towards the end, but anytime that you can beat Thomas County Central and put the brakes on them a little bit, then it's a great win for us. So we'll take it, we'll celebrate it, we'll come back Sunday ready to go to work.
Okay, so what's next?
We got Cockrell County next, probably the best team, not probably, the best team in the state over 7A, my old romping grounds. Really excited about the opportunity, but we're going to celebrate this one for a couple days.
Okay, so what are you expecting for this season?
I mean, our expectation is state championship, period. I mean, that's all we talked about. So
All righty. So you heard it from Coach Grage. State championships, we are coming. Go Bulldogs! All righty, great.
thank you.
We're going to need her to tone that down just a little bit. She had that enthusiasm going.
Ooh, I got the score.
And we still have it. We can still hear her. We can still hear her. We can still hear her. Everything that she's saying is coming across on the monitor right now. Is Vicky Slay's conversation. We need to get Vicky off and turn that off, please. Okay, thank you. INSiiGHTS High School Game of the Week. Our next telecast, as we told you earlier, will be Blountstown and Florida High. You get a chance to see Coach Taggart's son in action.
That should be exciting, Coach.
3-star recruit, drawing a lot of interest at that quarterback position at Florida High. So, I mean, we have a number of quarterbacks, assistant coaches at Florida State that are actually sons of playing. You got Trey Fisher playing at Godby.
Right.
And Coach Taggart's son, I saw him playing basketball at the end of the year. He's actually 6'3", pretty decent little athlete, can throw the ball. I'd like to compare him with the quarterback we just saw. It's going to be hard to be better than this 14-year-old.
Yeah, absolutely. So young but so mature at the same time. And definitely everything is looking up for that young man with what they have in store for the season.
Oh, man, this should be an exciting season for Thomasville Bulldog football. And still, for Thomas County, it's not a lost cause for them. I think they're going to win more than the 3 they won last year. I think they'll do a little bit better than that. You know, and then we still have a real good game coming up for them next week. And we still have Brooks County. They had a real good one with Cairo. Football in South Georgia is strong.
Yes.
So you have to come to play every week. You're going to have somebody that's going to hit you in your mouth. You have to come to play. And each one of these communities get behind their programs so much, and they have so much support for them. As Thomasville High School continues their tradition with meeting at midfield, and they continue to play their "You Ain't No Bulldog" song.
Yeah, absolutely. A great scene on the field now. Band in the background. You got your student body down on the field with their team. And this is definitely going to be a win that they're going to talk about for the rest of the year. And it just springboards the school year and the momentum of your campus here in the fall season with a good football team and a great victory in a venue such as this tonight in the Great American Rivalry game.
Well, this is INSiiGHTS High School Game of the Week, and we have really enjoyed being able to be here tonight. Thank you to our sideline reporter, wants to make sure she's known as Vicky Slade. I appreciate being here with Coach Earl Hank the Tank. We appreciate him, his excellent commentary. We look forward to you in the future having time to be able to do this with us. We were able to have your spotter back here, the anonymous spotter that helped us with a lot of insight that we were able to bring to you that we did not know, that we were informed of by the people of Thomasville. It's great to come to Thomasville, man. There's some good restaurants to come over here, get something to eat, enjoy the weekend, a lot of support from the fans. We just appreciate all the hospitality that we get from Thomasville and the love that we get over here at Thomasville High.
That's right. It's been a great night, Coach, and I really appreciate being a part of this and look forward to doing it again later on in the season.
Thank you very much to our cameraman and do everything, Mike Walker with Dunbar Productions. Walker Productions, we appreciate all that happens. Anything that you can do that you think we might need to be on top of coming up, hit us with a message on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Hit us. You know how to reach us. This is Mickey Clayton, the coach and CEO of INSiiGHTS Sports. We're signing off, and we will see you next week. This is INSiiGHTS. We're out.
Great job. Great job. Appreciate it.